I love it when the phone cuts out and it doesn't tell you. Don't you? So anyways, I'm gonna get a different phone, I guess, because this one really sucks as far as the camera goes. I don't remember it being like this, but it's like, it's really close up on stuff when I don't want it to be. I find it extremely annoying. So anyways, I'm trying to get this whole area cleaned up. I don't know where that last video cut off at, so that I can possibly do another raised bed here. And I'm starting with, oh jeepers, there's too many prickers. I'm starting with some grass clippings, and that is a branch of an apple tree. Squirrel, by the way. Get off. This is what I do all day when I'm outside. Go from one thing to the next. This is a branch that I cut off of my apple tree, and I just stuck it in the ground to see if it would hold, and I can't pull it out, which means it's either really down in there really good, or it's hopefully still alive, although it doesn't look like it on the upper branches here. But we'll let it go and see. For now, it's just kind of a pain in the butt to mow around. I've got so much work to do with my Swiss chard. I still need to pluck off. I haven't eaten yet today, so maybe I'll pluck some of this off. Might as well do it now. Ouch! I'm usually not so tender-footed. I need to do my nail polish. Oh, some bugs are biting. So, this Swiss chard is actually here from last year. Isn't that nice? Look how pretty it is. Now, it like stayed really tiny all throughout like the winter and stuff, but it was still growing just a few leaves at a time, but it stayed alive is the point. And I wish it would go to seed, because I would love to save the seeds from this thing, because this thing is hardy, robust, and a survivor like me. Although today, you know, we all have our days where life is just kind of hard. And when you have nobody and nothing that seems to give a shit, not even your own children, it kind of makes it difficult to even want to keep going. So, you know, that's just how it is. And I wish I could teach my children the lessons that I have witnessed and learned, but I can't seem to get through to them since the divorce. There's been an issue with my relationship with my kids since the divorce. Well, since they started having visitations with their father. You know, those mandated visitation kind of crap. Even though he had a complete stay, wait, order protection on him. And then he got the mandated visits. The kids didn't want to go kind of thing. And the court forces you to force your kids to go. And threatens you and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah. So I told him that he's your dad and you should forgive him. And I tried to be the bigger person. Do what was expected of me to do as a mom. And, yeah. He did the opposite, obviously. And my relationship with my kids has never been the same since. And they were my whole world. So, I'm just, plucking out some weeds as I rattle on about stuff. But I wish, the subject was, I wish my kids would learn. And they should know. I mean, God, I've told them enough times how much I love them, and that I'm here for them, irregardless of how much they've hurt me. And, guess it doesn't matter. So, but they're losing out. I mean, it's been years now since the divorce. And they're losing out on everything that I've always wanted to share with them and teach them, and I taught them a lot when they're growing up. But there was a lot of lessons they still needed to learn about as teenagers. And it's difficult to talk to teenagers as it is, but they're adults now. So they should be ready and willing to listen and understand a little bit better. My daughter has 4 kids of her own now, and my son is just finally having his first one in June. But this time that we're losing, we can never get back. And they don't seem to realize what they're wasting. You're wasting the time you could have spent with your own mom. Time that I wish that I still had with my mom. She wasn't perfect. I'm not perfect. I mean, I'm practically perfect, like Mary Poppins, but, I'm not perfect because I'm not Jesus. And how could you want to be away from this wonderful sense of humor I have? I used to say I crack myself up all the time. That's true. If I don't make myself laugh, who will? Definitely not their father, that's for sure. Unfortunately, I stuck it out with him for almost 20 years, and it was just constant abuse, putting me down every time I tried to do something. And mostly, what I figured out, it was mostly jealousy. So he was jealous of me, of the fact that I would do things and they would work out, and I did a good job at them. I never understood it. You think he'd be proud of me and happy about it, but instead he put me down. Tell me that I was wasting my time. You're just wasting your time. I still hear his words sometimes ring through my head, unfortunately. A lot of evil things that he used to say. But, 20 years of that shit. It's tough. But anyways, I've been trying to work past all that, and I have PTSD because of it, because of him, and the combination of that and my childhood. So it's hasn't been an easy life. For most people, it isn't, unless you're rich, like Trump and all those evil people that seem to get away with everything and have consequences for absolutely nothing. But the only reason why his kids are around him is because he has some money. So it's not that they actually love him or want to be around him. They just want the money from him when he dies. So, but boom. The world goes round and round. But like I said, you forgive people, especially the people you say you love. Try to work things out. I mean, I'm not saying do it with a person that you know is gonna beat you or something. I never did any of that stupid kind of crap. I'm not saying go back to some abusive piece of crap or anything either. Because, I'm not going to tell somebody to do something I wouldn't want to do myself. I was stupid enough to do that a few times with him, and then with the next person I was with, unfortunately, was a younger guy, alcoholic. But we'll get into that another day. He was in recovery when I met him, and then he started hanging out with those same friends of his that he had before, and it started all over again. And it takes me a long time to give up on people, and I've tried to not care so much about my kids for self-preservation more than anything. But I mean, honestly, are you supposed to stop caring about your children and your grandchildren? Especially your grandchildren. Especially if the grandchildren went through some serious abusive stuff. And I had to call the police because my daughter's fiance decided to beat the crap out of my grandson and torture him, and involved my granddaughters as well all day long when my daughter was at work. So, and I'm the one that called the cops, so I'm the bad guy. Go figure. So, I mean, unless you're doing something wrong that you shouldn't be doing now, with yourself or with the kids or whatever, there's no reason in the world that I should not be able to see, talk to, and visit with my grandchildren, whom I practically helped you raise since before they were even born. I mean, Jordan wouldn't even be alive right now if it wasn't for me pleading for him, for you not to get an abortion when your father, my ex-husband, was telling you to get an abortion. The father of your child was telling you to get an abortion. I have no idea what your brother's opinion was on it. Nobody has told me about that, but I was the one pleading and begging with you to please don't kill my grandbaby. And I had promised that I would help with the kids. So, at the time I was just one, but I've always been there for her and my grandchildren. Hell, I moved all the way out here to Texas for her because she asked me to stop, drop, and roll. That we needed to get out of New York. She wanted to go to either California or Texas, and I dropped everything. I made her wait a couple weeks for me to finish my final exams in college at least. I was just finishing up my horticulture degree in college when she asked me to go, and I was studying for my final exams at the time, and I'm like, well, dang, I got a couple more weeks left yet of school, because she wanted to go like right now. I'm like, no, I gotta wait at least for my exams to be finished, and we got to figure out what we're doing with all of our stuff, all the stuff at your house, all the stuff at my house, where we're going. We got to have some kind of plan in place. How much money is it going to cost? Yada, yada, yada. And so I had to, do all that on top of my final exams for school, and try to make sure that my mom was all situated, because my mom was in a nursing home. She had to have her leg amputated and stuff. And, yeah. And I had to leave behind my own mother, who needed me, in order to help my daughter and my grandkids. Yeah, so there's that. But anyway, there's me. I'm way over here in my work clothes outside. My outback. My house needs some major work. I'm still looking for people to help me. I got to get the foundation done before I can get the roof fixed. I've got a roof spot there and a roof spot out in the back that needs to be fixed, but technically you're not supposed to fix the roof until you have the foundation leveled up like it's supposed to be. Years of putting tarps up there because I can't seem to find any decent help. So, gotta go. There's the garden. Back to work. I gotta sit a minute. Bye, cruel world. Hope your day is better than mine.